They say success is the best revenge, but precision is key. My name is Ava Sinclair, and this is the story of how an arrogant executive's ego handed me his crown. I never imagined myself as the owner of one of New York's leading investment firms. My true passion has always been restoring the past, breathing life into forgotten artifacts. That's why my weekends were spent running Timeless Finds, a cozy antique shop in a historic neighborhood, while weekdays saw me as a senior analyst at Blackstone Financial. Corporate life paid the bills, but my heart resided in that little shop. Every item on its shelves had a tale just like me. My late grandfather, a skilled restorer, had passed down his knowledge of antiques, teaching me how to see value where others saw ruin. After he passed away 6 years ago, the modest inheritance he left allowed me to open the store of my dreams. Remember, Ava, he used to say, true worth is hidden in the details. Only a sharp eye can find it. Those words stayed with me, becoming more profound than he could have guessed. At Blackstone Financial, I was known for my meticulous analysis and sharp instincts. I climbed the ladder from junior analyst to senior strategist, respected by colleagues who found my dual life as a shopkeeper quaint at best. But everything changed the day Marcus Langston arrived. Langston, the newly hired operations director, was the embodiment of corporate elitism. His polished exterior hid a sharp tongue and a penchant for tearing others down. He called himself a visionary, but all he seemed to do was take credit for others' hard work. From the moment he stepped in, he made it his mission to belittle me. You know, Ava, running a flea market on weekends doesn't exactly scream financial prowess, he'd once sneered at a meeting. His disdain was constant, his barbs often aimed at my so-called old-fashioned methods. I ignored him. What Langston and the rest of the firm didn't know was that my weekend hobby wasn't just a quaint distraction. It was the cornerstone of something far greater. For 3 years, I've been using my expertise in spotting value to build a private investment portfolio. Those estate sale relics, many turned out to be rare, valuable pieces I carefully restored and sold to collectors. The profits, combined with shrewd market investments, had quietly turned my grandfather's inheritance into a small fortune. Then, 3 months ago, Langston unknowingly set his own downfall in motion. One afternoon, I overheard him laughing in the lounge. Can you believe Ava Sinclair spends her weekends hawking junk? I wouldn't trust her with my pocket change, let alone our firm's assets, he crowed to a group of junior executives. His cronies chuckled nervously, but my closest ally, Sophie Wright, clenched her fists. Later, Sophie confided in me. Ava, Marcus is preparing a proposal to the board. He's planning to call your strategies outdated and push you out entirely. I thanked her, but I wasn't concerned. My own plan was already in motion. Unbeknownst to Marcus, Blackstone Financial's founding partners had been quietly seeking a buyer. The firm was ripe for acquisition, and I was the perfect candidate. I'd spent months building rapport with the founders, ensuring they knew I shared their investment philosophy. Armed with my portfolio and a consortium of discreet investors, I made them an offer they couldn't refuse. Only the partners and I knew that, by month's end, I would own 51% of Blackstone Financial. The Saturday before the transition, Marcus strutted into Timeless Finds, his designer suit as loud as his ego. Well, he sneered, picking up a restored Tiffany lamp. Thought I'd see your little operation before Monday's meeting. Quaint, isn't it? Is there something I can help you with, Marcus? I asked coolly. Just a heads up, after my presentation on Monday, the board will see the firm needs fresh leadership. Let's face it, Ava. You're better suited to running a thrift store than a financial institution. I met his smirk with a polite smile. Funny, I have a feeling Monday's meeting will be unforgettable. Marcus laughed, the sound oozing condescension. I'll miss your optimism. Monday dawned bright and clear. I arrived at the office wearing my grandfather's vintage Patek Philippe watch, a symbol of the legacy he'd entrusted to me. Sophie intercepted me at the elevator, panic in her eyes. Ava, Marcus is in the boardroom now. He's tearing into your strategies. You need to defend yourself. I squeezed her hand. Patience, Sophie. Let him finish digging his hole. At 9 o'clock sharp, I strode into the boardroom. Marcus was mid-presentation, confidently proclaiming my methods obsolete. His smug expression faltered when he saw me. Ava, he said, feigning surprise. Didn't expect you here. Why would I miss such an important meeting? I said with a smile, taking a seat. The founding partners exchanged subtle grins. They already knew what was coming. Marcus continued his pitch, oblivious to the undercurrent of anticipation in the room. As he wrapped up, Thomas Blackstone, the firm's eldest partner, cleared his throat. "Thank you, Marcus. Now, Ava, would you care to share your perspective?" I rose, calm and steady. "Certainly, Thomas. Before I do, I'd like to thank the board for their trust. As of yesterday, I finalized the purchase of a 51% controlling interest in Blackstone Financial. Effective immediately, I am the majority owner." The room fell silent, save for Marcus's sputtering disbelief. "Impossible?" he exclaimed. I turned to him with a measured smile. "Value, Marcus, isn't always obvious at first glance. Perhaps next time you'll think twice before dismissing someone's worth." The partners burst into applause. As for Marcus Langston, he quietly packed his things and left by the end of the day, his reign of arrogance reduced to nothing but a cautionary tale. For the next 20 minutes, I watched Marcus Langston dismantle my career, or so he thought. Slide after slide, he critiqued every investment decision I'd made in the past year. His presentation was polished, each chart crafted to show how more aggressive strategies could have yielded higher short-term returns. He even referenced competitors who embraced riskier tactics and enjoyed fleeting gains. "And this," he said with a flourish, pulling up a slide featuring my photo, "is why change is necessary." Ms. Sinclair's outdated mindset, and he smirked. Eccentric outside interests demonstrate a lack of alignment with modern investment principles. The photo on the screen was of me arranging a display in Timeless Finds, my antique shop. Clearly, it had been taken without my knowledge. Several board members shifted uncomfortably, recognizing the impropriety of Marcus's tactics. In conclusion, Marcus declared, puffing out his chest, "I recommend immediate restructuring of the senior analysis team, starting with." "Thank you, Marcus," I said, standing. My voice was calm, but it carried to every corner of the room. That was enlightening. "Now, if you'll allow me, I have a presentation of my own." "What?" Marcus stammered, his composure cracking. "You're not authorized to." "Actually," interjected Thomas Blackwell, the company's eldest founding partner, "she is." "Please, Ava, proceed." I connected my laptop to the projector, feeling the weight of the moment. While Marcus was busy taking unauthorized photos and cracking slideshows, I was doing something else entirely. With a click, I displayed the first document, the finalized ownership transfer agreement. As of yesterday afternoon, I am the majority shareholder of Blackwell and Grant Investments, owning 51% of the company. The room erupted in stunned silence, and Marcus's face turned a shade of crimson that would have been amusing under different circumstances. "That's impossible," he sputtered. "You're just a what, Marcus? A shopkeeper?" I countered, raising an eyebrow. With another click, I pulled up analytics showing the performance of my personal investment portfolio over the past 5 years. While you mocked my so-called junk shop, I was quietly building an empire. Those worthless trinkets, they funded my first major investments. The pathetic attention to detail you ridiculed, it helped me spot undervalued opportunities others overlooked. The boardroom was silent as I laid out the facts, my portfolio's consistent long-term success, my commitment to the company's founding values, and my vision for its future. "You see, Marcus, true value isn't found in quick gains or flashy presentations. It's in recognizing potential where others see none." I turned to the final slide, showing a single bold statement. "Marcus Langston is hereby terminated, effective immediately." He shot to his feet, his face a storm of rage. "You can't do this. I have contracts, agreements, which include clear misconduct clauses." I interrupted smoothly, nodding to the security team waiting at the door. "Taking unauthorized photos of employees and creating a hostile work environment fall under those clauses. Our legal team will handle the specifics." As security escorted Marcus from the room, his protest faded into irrelevance. I turned to the board members, my voice steady. This company was built on principles of integrity, patience, and respect for true value. I intend to honor those principles. Those who share that vision are welcome to stay. Anyone who doesn't is free to follow Mr. Langston's example. Not a single person moved. The hours that followed were a whirlwind of congratulations, meetings, and astonishment as the news spread through the company. Around midday, Sophie burst into my office, wide-eyed and breathless. "You knew," she said, half laughing, half accusing. "All this time you knew." I leaned back in my chair, a satisfied smile on my face. Sometimes the best strategy is patience. By evening, Marcus's office was empty, his nameplate gone. I sat at my new desk, gazing out over the city skyline. My phone buzzed with a text from Thomas Blackwell. "Your grandfather would be proud." I glanced at the vintage watch on my wrist. His watch. He taught me to see the beauty in forgotten things, to uncover value hidden beneath layers of neglect. His lessons had guided me here. The next weekend, I was back at Timeless Finds, carefully restoring a Victorian writing desk. Customers seemed surprised to see the new CEO of Blackwell and Grant Investments sanding wood, but I wouldn't have it any other way. Every piece in the shop told a story, stories of transformation and rediscovered worth, just like my home. As for Marcus, the last I heard, he was scrambling to explain to potential employers why he'd left Blackwell and Grant under less than ideal circumstances. His penchant for quick wins and shortcuts had finally caught up with him. Meanwhile, our firm thrived, staying true to the values that had always set us apart. In my office, I kept a display case with 3 items. My grandfather's first antique find, a porcelain teacup, a framed photo of Timeless Finds, and the company's latest quarterly report, showing our continued success. Together, they reminded me that understanding value, true value, has the power to change everything. Every so often, I opened the file containing Marcus's infamous PowerPoint presentation. It was a potent reminder. Success isn't about silencing critics. It's about staying true to yourself and finding value where others fail to see it. And Timeless Finds, it remains open every weekend, a tribute to the belief that every person, like every object, has hidden value waiting to be uncovered.